You will check Ashish Kacholia's portfolio. If you do not know who is Ashish Kacholia, he is one of the very famous value investors in especially mid cap segment. He has been successful investing in Indian stock market for a while and having a very good track record. So in this video, we will see his portfolio, what activities are happening in recent days, and if we find some interesting stock that we can take as a stock tip and then analyze that stock further. So to check that, what I will do is I'll go to the trend line, what you can see in the screen. So if you go to the trendline.com, this is what we get to see. So among various tab that we have, we go to Super Investor tab, right? So once we go to Super Investor tab, we can see a lot of super investor who are very famous in India and successfully investing. So here we see the name of Ashish Kacholia, right? So this is kind of a glimpse of what major activities are happening in this portfolio. So let us further dive in his portfolio. So we can see Ashish Kacholia's portfolio. As per the latest corporate shareholding file, Ashish Kacholia publicly holds 24 stocks, which is worth of 1500 crores. So this has been reported in the quarter ending of March 2021. So it's basically a recent quarter data that we get to see. Uh, Here is all the stocks that has been bought by Ashish Kacholia and sold here. So what you can see is Garve, High Tech Films, Philip Carbon. So these are some stocks where he has been investing in and reducing some weightage in Birlasoft and Acrysil. Now, guys, this is a very interesting stock, Acrysil. He had very successfully invested in Acrysil, and this stock has actually given a very good return. So, Ashish Kacholia, what I can see from his investment track record, he invests in companies which are not very famous, which is not covered by a lot of analysts, and then he can just wait on that particular stock for quite long time. And Acrysil is one of the stocks which has actually given a really good return. And you see, Vaibhav Global, if you're following Indian market, then you probably know this stock is also owned by Vijay Kedia, who has been invested in this stock maybe 2016 to 2017 when this stock was continuously going down. Now, if you see at this point, 2021, this stock is actually has given a very, very good return, almost 5x. So these are very some very interesting stock where they are increasing their holding, decreasing their holding. So let us see if we can find any new, completely new holding uh, which uh, which has been added. So if we see, so these are all the stocks and how much amount of money has been put in that particular stock. This is kind of the summary of it, right? So there are multiple stocks which we do not have any information what is happening. But let's see those stocks where the information is known. If we see here, so this is kind of what is the history, how this over different quarters, the holding of Ashish Kacholia and that particular stocks are changing. If we see Poly Medicure, we see that from March 2021, his holding has been consistently 2%. And recently in March quarter, this holding has been trimmed by 0.2%. A very minor amount of trimming has been done on Poly Medicure. Then similarly, if we go, it's like Birlasoft is there, Mastek is there. This is another very interesting stock which he had invested and had. It's a small cap stock and actually had a very good return over some time. And then Shiley Engineering, if we see that in Shiley Engineering, his holding has been throughout 7.2% of, and it has not been changing in recent quarter also. Now, moving forward, we get a very interesting company here. Like there are many different stocks here. For example, not every company is that I'm aware, but this HLE Glasscoat. So this is a company he has owned when the market has crashed in 2020 during the COVID pandemic. If you do not know about this company, it's basically the competitor of GMM Pfaudler, which makes the glass line vessel. So basically a duopoly market in India. Other than that, there are some unorganized sector. So in HLE Glasscoat, this is a company. Um, it's like the counterpart of GMM Pfaudler, but the operation level is I mean, much more smaller than GMM Pfaudler. So you can see there is a minor increase in the stake in HLE Glasscoat in the recent quarter. There is a new company which has been added, which is Philip Carbon Black. So you see, there has not been any stake. So on this quarter, we get to see that Ashish Kacholia has taken a stake in Philip Carbons, and it is worth of 55.5 crores. Now, if you have followed Ashish Kacholia for a long time, I mean, he just do not own a stock and then wait. Like sometimes when the price falls, he keeps adding a new position into it. So this would be a very interesting stock, Philip Carbon Black, which he has added in the recent quarter. And we'll be more interesting in the company which has been added new in the portfolio, and we also need to see what kind of exposure this stock has. So if we see this Garver high tech film, I think I pronouncing the name correctly. So this is a new position, and this is also a new position, Philip Carbon Black. So it would be worth checking this two business and find out if we can understand something of this business. I mean, what interested this famous investor to take a stake on this. So to get started, what I had done in the Philip Carbon Black, I have checked the information in a screener. So basically, this is a company. Uh, it's a small cap company. What we can see, the market cap is 3,855 crores. This company is trading at 12.4 PE. Some very important metrics here is ROCE. ROCE is above 15%, which is a really good sign. The earning yield is really good, which is 10%, right? So, what this company does in short is like the Carbon Black Limited, a part of SRP Sanjeev Goenka Group's company. Um, this company is the largest carbon black manufacturer in India and the strong global player with a significant customer base in 40 countries. Now, uh, I need to check what carbon black is and what are the applications for which they are making this Philip Carbon Blacks are making uh, carbon blacks for which application modes specifically. We need to check that. But what I like, what my common sense says, this carbon black, it has some application in tire industry. It's kind of, I think, an essential component to make tires. So let us see what kind of result it has been giving. So on March 2010, 11, 12, around 1200 crores of sale it generated, and today after 10 years, it is having almost double. So in 10 years, they have increased the revenue by almost double, a little bit more than double. So the rate at which it's increasing its sale would be approximately uh, 7 to 8%. And what is more important here to observe is operating profit margin. If we see operating profit margin has been a little volatile over the quarter, but to get a better sense of it, we need to check profit loss statement over the financial years. We see the operating profit margin is changing from 11 to 19. So what does this information tell me? That your profit margin actually varies from 11, it has fallen to 1%, and then again it increased to 19%. So it basically gives me an understanding that this sector where this company operate, it could be cyclical in nature. So it would be worthwhile to check what happened actually in March 2014, and what does the promoter or the management has to say about the margin compression. Here, something very important. This is another very important number, compounded profit growth. If we see 10 years, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, it's all more than 10%. And accordingly, the stock also has moved in last 10 years, 23% of CAGR return this company has given. And here also ROC also shows the same pattern what we have seen in operating profit margin. So basically, it hints that it could be a cyclical company in nature, right? So looks promising. We can take a further dive into the Philips Carbon Black and can understand the business model a little bit better so that uh, we can we can think the investor rationally of Ashish Kacholia to invest in this stock. So thanks folks. I'll catch you up in the next video. Thank you.